Yeah, so the top running back in this draft is just so hard to decide between. A lot of people could argue, Javonte Williams from North Carolina because he broke so many darn tackles this year and was just a beast on the ground. And Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. It's hard to forget his production in 2019, over 2,000 yards on the ground, and yeah, there's some. This is some. There's some good backs in this running back class. Kenneth Gainwell from Memphis is talked about a lot too. Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. Which one for me to decide on? I think it's such a tough call because Najee Harris, a guy that got to Alabama and didn't play a lot early on, and just kept getting better and better, and his work ethic is just unbelievable. I mean, his legs are absolutely ripped, and a guy that really waited his turn. And this year it was his offense. Let's be honest. Mac Jones. Not to take anything away from Mac Jones and Devontae Smith, but Najee Harris kind of just made this offense. You look at the chunk plays from Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, but Najee Harris was always making guys miss, getting tough yardage, doing dirty work in the pass blocking game, and he's a guy that even if Travis Etienne has better stats as a rookie and long term, Najee Harris is just going to be such a valuable. You talk about true valuable player to an NFL football team. That's Najee Harris, and I can't say enough about Najee Harris for waiting his turn, coming into Alabama. Maybe getting a little frustrated, but that's the thing. That's why this competitiveness, like Nick Saban talked about, is what creates the winning environment and creates guys getting better and improve. Because say Najee Harris went. Say if he went to Michigan, sadly, I would have loved to see Najee Harris run the ball at Michigan, but maybe he wouldn't have put in the time to be as great and put in that work ethic. So, and the same could be said about Travis Etienne. I mean, Etienne played a lot more as a youngster, but he wasn't like the feature back, and kind of it wasn't getting the monster stats like he did especially this year in 2020 and then last year in 2019. So, but yeah, I like the depth at running back too. It seems like this draft, is good quarterback, wide receiver. All offense is pretty good. All offensive side of the ball is very solid draft. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether people prefer Najee Harris or ETN, or even if there's a team that likes Javonte Williams and he can jump ahead of him. And I think it'll be interesting to see. One of the toughest things to bet on in Vegas is how many running backs will go first round in the NFL draft. I would guess this year I would say two, and it's likely. Yeah, I think it would be Najee Harris, ETN, or yeah, I think. But I bet the over and under would be at 1.5, and I would bet the over, just slightly over. I think Najee Harris and ETN will go first round. But the other thing, but then again, that might be tough because there's not a lot of teams that are running back hungry. I really think Pittsburgh, who I just talked about, could be running back hungry. The Miami Dolphins could be interested in taking a running back. Who else? The Jets. Yeah, I think those three teams could take a running back. If they take Najee Harris, it'd likely be at the 18th pick and not the 3 pick. Nothing against Najee Harris, but that's very high to take a running back, a position that a lot of times has a short lifespan. Even though, not to say Najee Harris won't have a long NFL career, but yeah. So the next